Hello and welcome back to Life Lessons with Sheila. I'm so glad that you're here. Today we're going to talk about my current August goals. I know that it's not the first, and usually I like to present these goals on the first, but I just got around to figuring out what exactly I wanted to tackle this month. So here you go. First, I'm going to read a scripture, of course, that coincides with my goals and with my heart at this time. And it's commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. It's Proverbs 16:3. So let's just jump into it. The first set of goals is under writing. I'm going to read one quote, and this is the only section that I have a quote for, but it was the most profound to me at the moment. And it's fill your paper with the breathings of your heart. It was by William Wordsworth. The first goal for writing I have is to complete the devotional that I've been working on. I'm only probably into maybe still the first chapter, but the second section in that chapter. I have not figured out how I want to divide this book up, and that's part of my problem and why I have dawdled on it. So I may be putting it to the side to finish later. I'm not 100% sure, but I do have a backup writing project, and that is to outline a new fictional book. You guys are going to help me with that, and then I'm going to develop characters. I am going to bring my writing to the forefront on this channel because it's something that I love to do, and it's something that I want to continue to pursue. But I want to bring you along that journey with me, and I figured we could write this book together. You guys will be listed as contributing authors, and I would love for you guys to join me on that process. So get your thinking caps on, because starting tomorrow, we will talk about my next story. Moving on to the next section, which is my house. The first goal I have is to continue cleaning and organizing. You guys know I have been known to be very particular about my home. And I like it to be clean and tidy and presentable at all times. And since my COVID adventure started in August of 2021, which is 3 years ago, most of the cleaning has been turned over to the boys, which, boys are boys. And they had their mama cleaning up after them all the time, and they had to turn around and learn how to do it themselves. They've done a fabulous job. I'm not going to knock anything that they have done, but I want the house back to my standards, and it means I'm going to have to get in there and continue to clean and organize it. And I'm able to do things more now than I've ever been able to, and that is something that I am going to tackle. The second goal is to create a sustainable cleaning routine. And by sustainable, I mean being able to be kept up by me. I don't know if I've brought this to the channel or not, but both boys are now working, and one is working a lot of hours, and he is the one who's been home with me the whole time. I'm so excited he's out there living his life and working for his money and learning to adult 100%. He's been the one who cooked and cleaned, and those things need to fall back on me, and I'm ready to tackle them and take them on. I don't know if I'm going to take you along that journey or not. I have not decided what I want to show of my personal life on YouTube anymore. I'm debating about that personally. I'm not sure what you guys would want to see. Some of you would want to see everything, I understand, and some of you could care less. So I have not made my mind up on that yet. Let's move on to the next section, preparing for work. I want to organize my desk. I'm going to utilize the planners that I have, that I purchased at the end of last year. I've not utilized those as much as I should have, and now's the time to break them out. I've got 3 work schedules to keep up with, along with my own writing projects and other things as I am wanting to tackle. It pops up. So we're going to utilize planners, so expect maybe a planning video coming up very soon. Third, I do have a new job that I will start early October. It's one that I am excited about and ready to learn new things. I hope it leads to more outside of just the seasonal position I was hired for, but I will embrace it with new fervor and excitement that it is indeed what God has in store for me at this very moment. I will not be consumed with worry about what's to come afterwards. I will simply just embrace the here and the now. And that is something that I have always struggled with, is embracing the here and the now. This is a perfect opportunity for me to put into practice what I preach. And that is one thing that I need to tackle. The next thing on my goals for prep for work is I will continue to put out resumes and such as I wait for this job. And if God has more in store for me, then He will open those doors. Until then, I know I'm well cared for and taken care of. Let's move on to my faith. First thing, I'm going to continue writing devotionals and prayers to share on this channel. So don't expect those to change. The second thing, I'm going to participate in a new Bible study. I put after my devotional is complete because I tend to get sidetracked and I don't finish what I start, and I want to finish that devotional that I'm writing. Do it for myself as I'm writing it, I guess. And the third thing on my list for my faith is to commit to watching a church service weekly and catch one midweek. I don't know about you, but it's so easy to get out of the habit of attending church. And with my physical limitations, I was not able to attend church for a long time. But there's nothing stopping me for joining an online service. My goodness, there's so many all the time that I need to just commit to that. Next up is a relationship. I am going to devote time to getting to know my new guy better. Yes, I am kind of in the talking phase. And I want to get to know him better. I want to know what makes him tick, what makes him get excited for life. And my second goal for this relationship is to say yes more often than I say no. I tend to shy away from new scenarios and situations, and I need to stop doing that because it's not good for anyone's ego, including my own, to say no all the time. Moving on out of this uncomfortable spot to talk about is social media. One, I'm going to continue to share God's goodness and truth on all my social media. It is part of who I am, and that's a part of me that I love to share. The second thing is perhaps open myself up to share a more personal side of myself. That I'm not 100% sure if I'm ready to. I want to, but we'll see how time goes, I guess. Third is I want to go live more often than not, which means you guys are going to start seeing more of me as time allows. Next is reading. One is to complete 2 books for the month of August and discuss them here on the channel. The first one is A Sycamore Secret. It's a small town contemporary Christian coffee shop romance. It's in a small town contemporary Christian romance series. It was published back on May 19th, 2023. I will leave a link to that in the description box below if you want to read along with me. The author is Stacy Weeks. I've never read any of her books, so this will be a first for me. I'm going to read you the blurb on the back of the book. It says, his custom coffee blend paired with her social media following brews a latte of trouble. When the fan favorite choice awards include Catherine Withers' independent web show as a finalist, the internet trolls slither out from under their bridges. Catherine live streams daily, growing her following and improving her chances of winning, but trending on social media backfires. The generated buzz connects the arrival of an unwelcome guest in Sycamore Hill to a shameful secret in Catherine's past. A secret she'd do almost anything to keep hidden. Ethan Roberts invested every penny in expanding his bakery, the Muffin Man, to include on-site coffee roasting. When Catherine streams from his location, the increased visibility boosts his confidence that everything he has ever wanted is at his fingertips. But the frenzied online comments and lingering paparazzi prove that mixing a tenacious morning show host, an entrepreneurial baker, and a decade-old secret only percolates a trouble. A Sycamore secret is filled to the brim with small-town charm, a faith-filled community, and a slow-roasted romance, perfectly brewed to a sweet and smooth finish, which is right up my alley. I looked for the something along that lines when I looked at this book. My goal is to finish this book by August 11th so that I can share it in a video on the 13th. If you would like to read it with me, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. The second book is Wild Child, a Soul Sister novel, and it was published in November 2nd, 2020. I'll also leave a link in the description box for this book as well. This was written by Audrey Carlin. The newest sizzling romance from Audrey Carlin, the #1 New York Times bestselling author of the Calendar Girl series. Here's what the back of the blurb said. Twice my life changed in a single day. The first was when I lost my parents. Hand in hand, I walked with my big sister up the steps of Kerrigan House, a foster home for girls. We were lucky to be met with open arms in a house filled with children just like us. Children who lost everything. From that day forward, we were raised as one big family. Our bonds of sisterhood were strengthened through shared experiences, pain, sacrifice, and love. Sisters, not by blood, but by choice. Soul Sisters. The second day my life changed was on the worst day of my adult life. My boyfriend broke up with me via text. My sleazy boss hit on me, forcing me to quit a job I desperately needed. And the cherry on the top was getting pulled over by an FBI agent. Little did I know he'd also saved my life that night. From the moment we met, Agent Fontaine wouldn't dare let me out of his sight. And between his alpha ways, kind brown eyes, and heroism, I was lost to the man who hid behind his job. But this agent had a rule: never fall for a woman you saved. Yet, I wasn't just any woman. I was known among my sisters for taking risks and dreaming big. I was the wild child of the group. We were raised to appreciate every day as a gift it was, and not let anything stand in our way. The more I got to know the brooding, serious FBI man, the more I realized maybe it was my duty to save him. This book is a bit on the spicier side, as I've come to know Audrey Carlin through the Calendar Girl series, which I spent reading on many a summer's day at the wave pool when the kids were several years ago. I'm excited to read something from her again. This book I hope to read and have a video around the 27th of August. Tuesdays will be the days I dedicate to book chat, book hauls, and all things book related. The second is, as I just stated above, I want to do more reading throughout the year of 2024. And I can be honest and say I do not read enough, or I haven't in many years. That changes now. I'm no longer going to scroll mindlessly on social media for entertainment, as I can be entertained much better by getting lost in a book. Besides, there's nothing more inspirational to a writer than getting lost in someone else's fiction. Next up is my health. 1. I desire to reach out beyond my comfort zone, safely of course, and regain some independence in my life. I have not been able to do a whole lot because of the weakness on the left side of my body, but I have let fear set in and keep me from trying to do things that I used to do. I've allowed my weakness to fester and make my mind weak, and I am tired of just staying home all the time. I want to get out and enjoy life again. As I'm approaching the 30-year mark, I look back and think I had no clue what was about to transform my life 3 years ago. The things I would face and the fears I would conquer, I now feel like I have the support system around me that I feel like I want to challenge myself a bit more. The second thing is I will continue to make changes that I've been making, reducing my caloric intake and moving more. And last of my goals, yes, there's the end, is a faith-based business. I am working towards creating a speaking business where I go and speak at various women's events across the United States. I want to open myself up to reach a larger audience, and I know that I have a lot of encouragement and inspiration to share. That's why I share so much on my channel. Second goal for that is I need to network in various groups and put myself out there more. And those are my goals for August. I would love to know what you have planned. If you stuck to the end, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. My tongue gets twisted and tied on its own so many times, and it makes talking hard sometimes. So thank you for bearing with me through my little ordeal here today. And let's go crush these August goals together. I would love to hear what you've got planned. Leave me a comment below. Or if you do a video, tag me in it, and I'd love to hear what you have planned. Until next time, I'll talk to you then. Bye.